Well, thank you very much for staying the distance. Thank you very much for coming tonight. It's been great to do these hustings all across South East Cambs. This is not a safe seat. You may think that it is, but this is not a safe seat. Last time, the Liberal Democrats here got just under 22,000 votes. The Conservatives got just over 27,000 votes. So that's the majority at the moment. It's not a safe seat. I've stood twice before, in 2005 and in 2010, and each time have gone up by 4,000, from 14 to 18,000, and last time from 18 to 22,000. So if you believe in fairer funding for Cambridgeshire schools, if you believe for the infrastructure that we need in our area, and if you believe in the NHS, those are the three campaigning things that we are fighting on in this election. If you want someone as your MP who's got their roots deep in this community, if you want someone who's a campaigner who will stand up for you and who's got the experience of being a councillor for 13 years, then I would urge you to think very carefully about the changes that you would like to see in your community, and then I would urge you to go out and vote for them. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Charlie.
The role of an MP is to stand up for people's rights, whether they're individuals who are about to have their homes repossessed or have individual issues, or whether it's structural issues that affect the whole constituency, like fairer funding and infrastructure. For almost 20 years, I've been standing up for people's rights. That's what I've been doing, and those are the skills that I can bring to fight for the things that matter for you here, for our funding for our schools, for supporting our businesses, and for investing in our infrastructure. What you get from me is an incredible amount of hard work and commitment. I have never done anything in my life by half measures, and I will be fully committed to fighting for you here. It's been an absolute privilege and honour going around this constituency, meeting people every day over the last 16 months, and I would absolutely love and be honoured and privileged to be able to represent you.
Thank you very much.
I've lived and worked in this area now for the best part of 40 years. In the later part of my career, I've had the good luck to read for a PhD, and I've learned how to research, pay attention to detail, follow things through, present information, and I think those are skills which I would bring to this role. One of the skills that I would hope to bring to this role is to ensure the importance of evidence-based decision-making, which we don't see enough of in this country at the moment. But if I was asked to sum up the last 5 years of the Tory Lib Dem government, I would do it in one word, or possibly a hyphenated word: food banks. We are living in food bank Britain, one of the richest countries in the world and one of the most prosperous corners of that rich country. And I've been out on street corners collecting food for the Ely Food Bank. In 2010 to 15, in this day and age, that people are relying on food banks is a real indictment of our society. We've got this layout of the coalition parties, but the real layout is people who will support David Cameron and people who won't. I think the last time Jonathan stood, the Lib Dems were at 26% in the polls. They're not there now. I think this is a winnable seat. It's time for change, it's time for fairness, and it's time for social justice. And I hope I'll be able to do justice to your trust if you vote for me.
I've lived in Ely for almost 23 years. Our 2 children went to the state schools here. My main concerns are stewardship of the world for the sake of our descendants, and a more equitable distribution of wealth and opportunity locally, nationally and worldwide. I was very impressed, I think is the right word, seeing photographs of a Greek man helping immigrants ashore, which has appeared in The Guardian in the last couple of days. What a different attitude to refugees from the attitude that this country is so often displaying. At school in the 1960s, I was already aware of the threat of future global warming caused by rising levels of carbon dioxide. At that time, it seemed to me that replacing coal with nuclear power was the answer to the problem. In 1967, I won a scholarship with the United Kingdom Atomic Energy Authority to study nuclear engineering at Queen Mary College at the University of London. Over the next 3 years during my summer breaks, I spent a total of 6 months on various projects at different atomic research sites. From my studies and experience on those sites, I gradually came to the conclusion that nuclear power is a really bad idea. After a blazing row with the Professor of Nuclear Engineering, in which I was supported by the Professor of Mechanical Engineering, with whom I've been friends since shortly after arriving at university, I changed course halfway through my final year and graduated in Mechanical Engineering. Later I went on to study mathematics, in which I got first class honours.
Thank you for your closing sentiment. Sorry. Sorry, I must hurry you.
Yes.
We need to close now.
Since then, I've had a very varied career in engineering, technical writing, and at a senior level in education and academic publishing. And I've had articles published in many learned journals. I also write short stories, about 3 full-length novels published.
Thank you.
It's true that when you place your X on the ballot paper, you are voting for the candidate. But you are actually also voting for the party. The two are inextricably linked. I'm standing for UKIP because fairness is also important to me. I had never considered becoming a politician, even 12 months ago, but I put myself forward, and standing for UKIP is not necessarily an easy ride. I've had threats and other things happen. But I'm standing up still for what I believe is right and fair for the people of this country. I've been very fortunate to speak to a good number of people in this constituency who have been kind enough to share with me their views in terms of what they want, in terms of changes and fairness. And I am incredibly grateful to them for their time. I would ask you all to do your own research and to make an informed choice. And most importantly, please do make sure you vote. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I want to say thank you very much all for coming. I'd like to just give a last round of applause to our candidates again who've been very brave this evening and offer their opinions this evening. Perhaps give them one last round of applause.